Good afternoon. Let me welcome you. My name is Tomasz Boszka, and I'm leading today's panel discussion. This discussion, organised by the Centre for International Cooperation in Education, together with the Ministry of Education, will deal with the presentations and sharing of experience of bilateral cooperation with Norway and Iceland. I have the honour of introducing our four distinguished guests who will share their experience of these programmes. On my left, sitting at the back, is Magister Miroslav Rimouski from Masaryk University Research Centre for Toxic Compounds in the Environment. Sitting to his left is Dr. Wojtek Holubec from the Crop Research Institute. We then have Associate Professor Michal Petru from the Institute of Nanomaterials, Advanced Technology and Innovation at the Technical University of Liberec. Last but not least is Dr. Josef Rebenda from the SciTech Research Group Cybernetics in Material Science. I'm now going to ask our guests to briefly introduce the projects on which they are now working. We begin with Miroslav Rimouski, who worked on not one but two projects. What are you currently working on with your colleagues?
Ano, máte pravdu.
Tak prosím, spusťte, na čem vlastně pracujete s kolegy.
Tak dobré odpoledne ještě jednou.
Hello. First, I'd like to thank the Centre for International Cooperation in Education for the opportunity to present my experience with Norway grants and EEA grants. I've been working on two projects, one directly from Norway grants and one from the EEA. Both are focused on contaminants in seawater, which we investigated by automatic sampling and devices placed on cargo ships.
Thank you. I now ask Dr. Holubec to introduce his project.
I also thank you for the chance to present our project. We come from the agricultural branch, and our idea was to find common ground with Norway. We devoted ourselves to the gene pool of small fruits which are found in the Czech Republic and Norway. Our central idea was how original plant species have diversified since arriving and founding an island of Norwegian flora in the Karkonosze Mountains.
Zase přišli po glaciálu a zakotvili jako ostrůvek norské flory v našich horách.
A beautiful region and a beautiful project. Thank you. Associate Professor Michal Petru, please, your project.
Our idea from the project was cooperation in administering doctoral programs in the field of mechatronic engineering and materials, which is a crucial area in our faculty at the university in Liberec. Currently, we are facing a problem with the low number of local PhD students in this branch. With this in mind, we were looking for a partner from the Norwegian field that had experience which could be passed on. The project was divided into 5 activities, which I'd like to talk about.
Kde s tímhle měli zkušenosti a zkušenosti nám mohli předat, tak to byl vlastně náplní tohoto projektu, který byl pak rozdělen do 5 aktivit, o kterých třeba ještě něco řeknu.
Dr. Rebenda, would you now present your project?
Který je umístěn hned za vámi. A nyní, pane doktore Rebendu, poprosím z CEITECu, aby představili jejich projekt.
Takže náš projekt se týkal vzdělávání a
Our project concerns education, specifically mathematics. The project was a partnership between Brno University of Technology and the University of Agder. The basic idea was that, as people, we are different, yet we have similar problems, and those problems may be similar. Teaching and understanding of mathematics.
Ale přesto, přes tyto odlišnosti můžeme mít podobné problémy. A ty podobné problémy mohou být s výukou nebo respektive porozuměním matematice. Takže tady na tuto myšlenku jsme byli upozorněni, nebo nás to zaujalo právě.
We were introduced in this issue at an event in Norway, where our colleagues came up with an interesting idea exploring the relations between personalities of students learning mathematics, the ways we teach, and the learning styles of students.
Mezi těmi způsoby, jakými my je učíme, mezi těmi technikami a zároveň stylem učení těch studentů. Takže závěr, k kterému přišli naši norští kolegové...
The conclusions of our Norwegian colleagues were very interesting, and we wanted to do something in this direction in the Czech Republic. That was the basic idea of our project.
U nás v České republice. Takže to byla základní myšlenka našeho projektu.
Děkuji za ní.
Thank you. Now we will look at the cooperation more specifically. Mr. Rimouski, what was the original motivation for cooperation with Norway? Why would you recommend it to colleagues and future applicants?
Spolupráci s Norskem. Proč byste ji doporučili kolegům, budoucím uchazečům o tyto programy?
In the Centre for Toxic Compounds in the Environment, we have long been interested in monitoring different contaminants. Today, we have a lot of information about them in rivers, but not much about their occurrence in seas. Studying sea contamination in the Czech Republic is silly, because we don't have one. So the motivation in the cooperation was to have access to those infrastructures which can be used for monitoring seas and analysis of the contaminants in those areas.
And the second part of the question, why would you recommend this cooperation to your colleagues?
I would definitely recommend it, because it's opened up new possibilities for us and colleagues from Norway, which we may get in other issues.
Dr. Holobets, you've already indicated why the cooperation with Norway took place. Would you recommend further cooperation?
Yes, I highly recommend it. Together with my Norwegian partner, we are coordinators of genetic resources of cultivated plants and their conservation for future generations. We have agreed a project on common materials, specifically Norwegian species in the Czech Republic, which are extremely rare and endangered species found only in Kirkenosha Mountains. This was our contribution to the preservation of the plant gene pool.
Thank you. Is there any other country in Europe that is so careful in its care of natural resources and thinks about the future in their conservation?
It's the moral duty of every state to care for its own genetic resources as we take care of them. Each state handles this according to its financial possibilities, and this possibility, which Norway grants supported, was beneficial to both sides. We found a theme common to both parties.
Associate Professor Petru, how did you see the motivation for further cooperation and how did yours go?
The motivation for future cooperation with the University of Stavanger is extremely important for our university. Since the project ended, we have together filed 2 project applications to EU projects, such as Horizon 2020. We're now awaiting the results. This has allowed us and the University of Stavanger to find partners for a European consortium for a specific part of the research.
Takový evropský konzorcium pro určitou část vědeckých výzkumů.
We are dealing with the development of new materials which will be possible to use in marine construction such as oil platforms, one of Norway's most important industries. Norway is one of the world's largest oil exporters. New materials, which are lighter and corrosion resistant, would be of interest to them for marine applications. So these constructions are interesting for them. They are happy to have found a deal with a partner in Liberec who sees that something like this is possible.
Jsou rádi, že i když do té doby v podstatě Liberec neznali, tak teďka našli partnera, u kterého vidějí, že něco takového je možné s nima řešit.
So, a reciprocal benefit?
Exactly.
Thank you, Dr. Rabenda. How do you see the cooperation of SciTech?
I cannot speak for the whole SciTech, only for a part of it. We have a large interest in collaboration with Norwegian colleagues. We are very interested in using the support of Norway grants. The projects we realized up to now have been small. I mean in the area of finance. Such projects are not often targeted, so we have a large interest.
A na takové projekty zatím není nikdy moc cíleno. Takže my máme na tom velký zájem.
Secondly, we are interested because mathematics is a hot topic in the Czech Republic, and it will be mandatory in the school leaving exam soon. For many people, this will be very stressful. We do not know who our students will be and how much they will be stressed by those tests. All of this is of interest for us.
Jsme se začali zajímat i o tuto věc, protože my vlastně nevíme, kdo naši studenti jsou, jestli jsou, jak moc jsou stresováni těma zkouškama, které my jim předkládáme a tak dále. Toto všechno nás zajímá.
Děkuji za to, mohu potvrdit z osobní zkušenosti, možná, že budu jedním z vašich studentů.
I can confirm this from personal experience. What do you think was the main contribution of you and your partner in Norway?
Our Norwegian colleagues have lots of experience in various fields, especially in mathematics education. They have a very strong research group, which is known throughout Scandinavia, and we are using this benefit. On our side, most of us are mathematicians, so in the cooperation in this sense, we can complement each other. Our people are very enthusiastic about these things. We want to do something in this direction. One of our benefits is our enthusiasm. Another thing is that our Norwegian colleagues do not have any problems with completely financing this, which is not our case. It would be great to have support and financial certainty. So we've learned to operate on and survive with a limited budget.
Celkem s financováním nemají až takový problém, tak u nás to tak není, že by ta podpora byla nějak velká nebo že bychom měli financování jisté, takže jsme se holt naučili zacházet a přežít i s omezeným rozpočtem. A ta kombinace těchto dvou světů právě velice dobře funguje.
Associate Professor Petru, how is it in Liberec? Could you tell us? What is the benefit for your institution and partner?
Pro naší instituci to v první řadě byl přínos.
For our institution, I need to summarize a project which had 5 activities. These were individual visits, summer schools, seminars in the Czech Republic, seminars in Norway, and linking PhD or doctoral students at the University of Stavanger with the university in Liberec. For us it was, and still is, the mobility of academic staff.
Pro nás a samozřejmě ještě přitom byla mobilita akademických pracovníků.
There is a lack of students in the university at this time studying fields such as materials, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering and electronics. The people chosen saw how students actually work.
Mechatronika je na Technické univerzitě v Liberci nedostatek, tak z těch lidí, co byli vybráni, viděli, jak vlastně ty studenti fungují.
In Stavanger, where the PhD students are linked, they showed their results, presented publication results, research results and doctoral theses. This had a big influence on their opinion as to how to study or how to study abroad, where PhD students must spend a minimum of a year abroad. Currently, this is a problem for PhD students in the technical field.
Jak probíhá studium v zahraničí, kde vlastně PhD student musí vycestovat minimálně na rok někam do zahraničí, což je třeba v současné době pro český PhD studenty aspoň technických oborů poměrně problém.
This must, of course, create project activities. The number of people who took part in the project numbered roughly 20 people in Liberec and 20 people in Stavanger. Such sophisticated collaboration did not end at the end of the project. The cooperation continues. We already have in Liberec a professor from the University of Stavanger, and I have been invited to a conference in Norway.
takovou nějakou sofistikovanou spolupráci v tom, že to neskončilo jenom koncem toho projektu, ale může to, nebo respektive ta spolupráce pokračuje dál. My už jsme sem jednoho profesora z univerzity ve Stavangeru pozvali na naší konferenci a teď jsem pozvaný já na konferenci do Norska.
Our colleagues there for seminars in the summer are in good contact either by telephone or email, and the PhD students can communicate with the same students in Stavanger. One of the benefits has been opening the communication barrier, which was there for our students. At least some of the students have had the door opened. In the technical field, this is a great help.
Takže ten přínos, co chci říct, je vlastně v tom, že otevřel takovou tu komunikační bariéru, která tady je, a ta komunikační bariéra prostě pro naše studenty byla, je, a tímhle aspoň některým těm studentům otevřela dveře, zejména s tou univerzitou ve Stavangeru.
Což technickým oborům jistě pomůže.
Dr. Holubec, how does the Crop Research Institute complement its Norwegian partner?
Norského partnera.
Tak my jsme se velmi dobře doplnili z hlediska technologií.
We complement very well in terms of technology and material. Norway has a vast amount of genetic resources. We have included northern and southern Norway and Svalbard in our assessment. We have very good experience with molecular evaluation technologies, characterization of materials, so that we can compare these materials as actually diversified from the time of the last ice age. We also focused on the human dimension and genetic materials which in historical times were grown in Norway and the Czech Republic.
Máme ještě další v našich doplňkových aktivitách jsme se zase věnovali lidské dimenzi a genofondům, které se v historických dobách pěstovaly na území Norska a České republiky.
The Norwegian side concentrated on historical materials grown by Sami and Old Norwegians. We concentrated on Sudeten materials grown in the borderlands, and we followed how far those wild species contributed to the creation of cultural variety in historical times.
Jak dalece se ty plané druhy podílely na tvorbě kulturních odrůd v historických dobách.
Děkuji, hned bych se vydal po vašich stopách.
Mr. Rimouski, in what way did your Centre for Toxic Compounds contribute?
We have very good instrumentation, with which we can measure very low concentrations of substances in the environment. We supplemented the Norwegian University of Life Sciences and other cooperating institutes, such as the Norwegian Institute for Water Research, where they have good infrastructure to take samples and monitor marine pollution. However, here in Brno, we have a lot of new hardware, which has come from European projects, so we are slightly better off in terms of analytical options.
Morské znečištění, ale my tady v Brně díky tomu, že máme spoustu nového technického vybavení, které vzešlo například z různých evropských projektů, tak překvapivě jsme na tom být o něco lépe než oni, co se týče analytických možností.
The overall cooperation works beautifully in that on the Norwegian side, we are present in their interesting projects to take samples in different areas and then use the infrastructure here to analyze the samples.
Poté následně využít naši infrastrukturu tady proto, abychom tyto vzorky analyzovali.
Děkuji. Když byste měl jmenovat jeden...
Thank you. If you had to identify the most important outcome of this project, what would it be?
Tak samozřejmě, co se počítá jako výstup, jsou odborné publikace.
Certainly what counts as output is professional publications. Currently, there is one and we are preparing a second. What is interesting is that we have verified a system of having an automatic sampler aboard large ships, which can be perfectly used for sampling seawater. So there is an alternative to using expensive research vessels, so we can save money and resources. What is also interesting, and a little surprising, is you can measure in the sea all the substances we humans produce. Specifically, we took samples from the North Sea and the Norwegian Sea, and we measured relatively high concentrations of various drugs, such as ibuprofen, various antibiotics, and artificial sweeteners.
Naměřili jsme zde například v relativně vysoké koncentraci různá léčiva, jako třeba ibuprofen, některá antibiotika a nebo například umělá sladidla.
Thank you, very interesting. Dr. Holubec, what was the main output of your project?
We found a new habitat of mulberries in Svalbard, which is not in the flora of Spitsbergen. We have interesting results concerning origins of varieties. So we have plenty of material for publication. Unfortunately, the duration of the project was desperately short.
Původu těch odrůd a využití nebo historickém participaci toho původního materiálu krajových planých druhů na tvorbu těch historických odrůd v domácích regionech. Takže samozřejmě budeme mít spoustu materiálu na publikaci. Možná, že to byl jeden z projektů, kde se nám podařilo shromáždit obrovské množství materiálu pro mnoho publikací, ale bohužel to trvání toho projektu bylo zoufale krátké.
Thank you, Associate Professor Petru. How about you? A short response, please.
The greatest benefit, apart from being able to cooperate with an international university from Norway, is that we have made the basis for a double degree diploma. This means that PhD students will, in the future, be able to study in Liberec and at the University of Stavanger. It means that existing diplomas and tests in Liberec would be as at the University of Stavanger.
By v budoucnu mohli studovat jak v Liberci, tak třeba na univerzitě ve Stavangeru a dostávali celkově diplomy, nebo byly by jim uznány zkoušky jak z univerzity v Liberci, tak z univerzity ve Stavangeru.
To je krásná příležitost pro studenty.
It's a lovely opportunity not only for the students from Liberec. In what way will SciTech appear in this project? What is the most fundamental?
The most fundamental output, which I appreciate very much, is that we have established a sustainable collaboration with Norwegian colleagues for the future. Thanks to the three projects, which were supported by Norway grants, the collaboration was strengthened to such an extent that three colleagues from Norway came to the concluding conference of Norway grants in Prague. This is not common.
Na závěrečnou konferenci norských fondů, která proběhla v prosinci v Praze, nám přijeli 3 kolegové z Norska, což není úplně běžné.
We also are planning joint participation in a conference in Romania. Now we are preparing a European project in which 6 countries will take part.
Evropského projektu mezinárodního, kterého se bude účastnit 6 zemí.
Výborně. Děkuji a teď, jestli dovolíte, ještě podržte mikrofon. Otázka, která by mohla zajímat naše publikum. Jak složitě jste si svého partnera...
How difficult was it to find a partner in Norway?
In our case, it was not so difficult because I had spent 4 months at University of Agder, and our cooperation with Professor Yuri Rogovchenko was very good. So we wanted to extend this cooperation to our colleagues, and in this we are successful now.
Byla tak zajímavá a dobrá, že jsme chtěli udržet do budoucna a zároveň rozšířit na další kolegy, což se nám v tuto chvíli podařilo.
Děkuji. Pane docente, jak u vás? Jak jste hledali své...
Associate Professor Petru, how did you search for your partners?
My colleague and director at the Institute of Nanomaterials, Advanced Technology and Innovation was invited to a conference in Norway, where he presented our program and its focus.
Byl pozván na konferenci do Norska, který se účastnili této konference už se účastnily univerzity Norska, kde on prezentoval náš program a ten program prezentoval na naše zaměření.
The focus was close to that of the University of Stavanger. He got a contact for people who were dealing with similar things for other industries, but we could use these lightweight materials. I joined them. We started a project, even before we got this one. We had submitted a project to Norway grants a year earlier. It received a good rating, but was not approved. We agreed that if Norway grants listed again, we would try to deepen cooperation.
Ještě dřív, než jsme získali ten projekt, my jsme podávali projekt norských fondů o rok dřív, ten projekt nám schválený nebyl. i když byl velmi dobře hodnocený, proto jsme se dohodli, že v blízké době, jestliže budou norský fondy znovu vypsaný, zkusíme
prohloubit tu spolupráci. Výborně.
How was it in your research institute, Dr. Holubec?
I've known my Norwegian colleague for a long time, because we both serve as national coordinators of PGR conservation. We met at international meetings of the FAO and European Programme for Plant Genetic Resource, ECPGR. Considered many themes, and when the CZ09 programme opened, we both said, finally, and I went for it.
Mr. Rimouski, how was it for you?
In my case, it was not too difficult. I knew Professor Kalleborn from the Norwegian University from earlier. He had been invited to give a lecture in Brno. Because we knew each other, we agreed we would take this project.
Děkuji moc i za tuhle otázku. Vzhledem k tomu, že náš čas se chýlí ke konci, tak...
I'd like to invite you to watch the videos, and I wish you the best of luck in drawing from Norway grants. Thank you, and goodbye.
Nebo kolegy z ministerstva z Domu zahraniční spolupráce, tak vás budu vítat na stánku číslo 104, kde bude celý tým vlastně k dispozici pro další doplnění informací.